Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and you guys should not listen to a damn thing that I say because I don't know what I'm talking about. And that may sound like I'm being sarcastic or making a joke, but it's the truth. If you live out in a rural area, you can leave your driveway and drive a half mile and find two guys who know more about tractors than I do. Now, yesterday I made a video saying that this Cub Cadet mower is the best zero-turn mower on the market. Now, why did I say that? Well, I said it because at the moment when I turned the camera on, that's how I felt about it. And I shoot from the hip with no expertise, no training, no secret knowledge that you don't have. I just say what I think. And I've tested a bunch of mowers, and I absolutely fell in love with this one. So what happens after I post the video? This video has more views than pretty much anything I've posted in the last month or two. That happens because I've made a bold statement in the title, and people are interested in lawnmower reviews also, but I said it really bold. I didn't say it's a great mower, I said it's the best mower. And that's a little bit over the top. A little bit of it is that I want people to click the video. But honest to goodness, I spent 3 hours with a rep. And that rep's been with this company for 25 years. And he saw this machine through the concept phase, to the design phase, to the prototype phase, and it's been his baby, and he loves it like one of his kids. And the way he talked about it, and the level of detail, if you think my 35-minute video about this mower was detailed, then you have no idea what this man talked about for 3.5 hours. And then I've got a ditch down in front of my house, in front of my property, the main ditch. If you've been here since the channel started, you've seen me try to mow it with a couple different pieces of equipment. I give up. Every year I say, I've got a new idea to mow that ditch. My new idea doesn't work, I don't mow the ditch. The county mows one side of it twice a year. The other side just grows up really tall. And I took this mower down there with the rep and I mowed it like it was no big deal. And I said, I've never seen another lawnmower that can do this. My tractor, I'm afraid to drive it on that because it's too steep. We're talking steep. And I'm gonna mow the entire ditch in a follow-up video. We mowed that and it was just like, wow, why did that seem like such a big deal before? And it's because this mower is built different. It's built for ditches like that. So I post the video, and this is one of those videos that every once in a while I get where it's not just normally what happens. One person leaves a comment, and if it's positive, I don't respond or I give it a heart. If it's negative, I argue with them. And that is a character fault of mine. It's a weakness, and I enjoy debate as if we were competing in an athletic event or something. Let's debate and see who wins. That's not a healthy mindset. What I should be doing is thanking the people who leave honest, respectful comments, because those are the people that make this channel what it is. And so I thank you for those comments, but I have a bad habit of responding to people who argue with me. And what happens is someone says, oh, there's a bunch of comments like this that say, that's a junk mower, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, you can say Ferris is better, and you might be right. You might know more about lawnmowers than me. I guarantee at least a third of everyone who watched that video knows more about lawnmowers than I do. At least a third. And so I could just be wrong. But this is my channel, I have to say what I think. So if you hear me say this is the best mower, and you take that piece of information and say that is one piece of information. If you hear me say it, and then you go buy a $15,000 mower because I said it's good, that's probably not very smart. You want to stack information. Find someone else who's ran one. Talk to the rep. Ask another brand. Ask them about this. Try to go join a Facebook group for this. If you're thinking about buying one of these, join the Facebook groups. Ask questions in there. Do you guys have problems with alignment on that mower with the steering wheel? use my opinion as one point of information. And there's layers to this, right? About is Brock qualified to give an opinion on lawnmowers? Probably about as much as your neighbor is, but I have had a little bit of an advantage because Bobcat brought a mower here and Hustler brought a mower here. And I go to all the big shows and I drove the steel mowers and the Kubotas. I've owned three different John Deere zero turns. 2 of them were stand-ons. I invest my time to go around and ask questions and drive the mowers. But if you mow 12 hours a day for the last 20 years, you know more than me, okay? So there's layers of it that I have some understanding. I have sat on a $15,000 Bobcat and a $15,000 competitor mower from Hustler and multiple other brands. So I have some idea, but that doesn't mean that I'm right. But what doesn't come across in YouTube comments is when you say that mower sucks, and I say actually, because like someone said, oh, those are just stamped sheet metal. And I said, no, I've been under the deck. I've looked at the way it's welded. I've looked at the steel. These rails on the side of it are thick steel that are die cut instead of tubing. They're going to extra expense to try to make this a better mower. Now, whether it is a better mower, I don't know. But when I look at it, I'm more impressed with it than other mowers. I'm impressed with a 3-year unlimited hour warranty. Now, I also think there are some mowers I haven't really got to use. I've been enamored for a decade with Grasshopper. I might get a Grasshopper brought to this property, and if a salesman spends an afternoon with me talking about that Grasshopper, I might come back and say, you know what, it's better than the Cub Cadet. And that doesn't make me a liar or a sellout. It means I got more information and changed my mind. If you're not willing to change your mind based on new information, then what are you doing? So it can make me look dumb if I come out and say this is the best mower on the market, and then I change my mind in a year. But people put that as I'm a sellout. Well, I am a little bit, because I'm close friends with Jake from the tractor yard. Maintaining that friendship, I'm friends with him on a personal level, and I was for a year. We would call and talk to each other for a year before we had a deal together. But now we have a deal that does not tie me to a brand. I can call him tomorrow and say, hey, can I test out a bad boy? And he'll bring me a bad boy and let me run it for a while. That relationship allows me to make more videos. He sells 4 brands of mowers and 3 brands of tractors. I can get an LS tractor out here if I want. I can get a bad boy tractor out here. I can get a Hustler mower. I've got options, right? Because of my friendship with him. And I think it would be disrespectful for me to have a Cub Cadet mower on here and say it's junk. Now, to say it's pretty good and then just go on is fine. But if I thought it was junk, I probably just wouldn't make a video. Because I'm not obligated to make a video, and I don't make money if you buy one of these. Making the video at all maintains a relationship. But I have no financial incentive to say this is a great mower. And actually, I'm putting my neck out there to make myself look bad if all the feedback is these are a bad mower. But here's what I know, is I've been reading comments all day long. Hundreds of Facebook comments, not as many on YouTube, but a lot of comments. And what's happening is long arguments are breaking out where there's 20 and 30 replies on a single comment thread. And the arguments a lot are about sealed bearings versus greasable bearings. And I'm engaging in those arguments. I have some experience with sealed bearings on production equipment. We're having conversations about, is a sealed bearing going to last longer than a bearing that you grease? What if it doesn't get greased enough? What if it's greased too much? What if they don't clean the dirt off and they pump dirt and grit into the bearing? Is a bushing better? Is a bushing that gets greased better than a sealed bearing? We're having this active debate in there. And some people, when I disagree with them and I say, I think these sealed bearings are better than having an open bearing with a grease zerk. Some people think I'm fighting with them. All I feel is that if we debate it, which I enjoy debate, if we have a debate, at the end, we should both have more information. And a lot of times, about 6 or 7 comments in, someone says something and I'm like, oh, dang. But in this case, I haven't changed my mind. The Cub Cadet guy said, where are the grease zerks on your front end of your truck? I said, I don't know for sure, but I think that most of the comparable components to this front end on the truck don't have any grease zerks. Why is that? I know that these spindles up here make 1/2 revolution at the end of each row. Then you mow for a ways, then they make another 1/2 revolution. And the weight's not out on them. They're not spinning like a wheel bearing. Each one of these has a different load on it and a different turning speed, which requires a different application for the bearing or the bushing or a grease zerk or not. And I don't have the expertise to riddle that out. But what I do know is that they built like 100 of these mowers, sent them around the country, and they had grease zerks on them. Then a year later, they come back and they said, put all the hours you can on them, try to tear them up. Most of the problems was with those components that had the grease zerks. They went back to the drawing board, removed the grease zerks, changed the bearings to different types, sent them back out, had less failures, and put a warranty on it that said 3 years, unlimited hours. Now there's 2 theories there, because some people are saying they're like they're being cheap, not putting grease zerks, or is lazy, or they don't know it needs it or something. That's not it. Some people are conspiracy theorists and they say they want it to break so you have to buy replacement parts from them and they'll make money on service. I'm more of an optimistic, give everyone the benefit of the doubt person, so I don't believe that. I think that Cub Cadet made a corporate decision after market analysis to decide that it was better without the grease zerk. And if you've been the type of guy who prides himself on maintaining your equipment by greasing it regularly, it pains you to not have a zerk on there. I don't think you should listen to me, because a lot of people are smarter than I am, but I want to be one point of reference for you. And I've stuck my neck out for TYM as the best machine. I believe with every fiber in my being that the best deal on the market right now is a 2515 from TYM. Inexpensive, mechanical fuel injection, crazy lift capacity. The company is huge. The dealer network is growing. And the price difference is so extreme that I think you can't pass it up. Now, TYM's been making that model, and it used to be a Branson. They've been making it for a long time. But if TYM falls apart and their parts go to crap and no one can get anything and they're breaking axles, makes me look bad by saying that. But they've been out long enough making the same machine the same way that I'm putting my reputation on the line for them. And if my 574 up there breaks, I'll tell you. I guess the point I'm trying to make today is that I'm not intending to be the beginning and the end of information on equipment. I'm honestly trying to make it clear that I'm no expert. I'm just saying whatever I think, take it with a grain of salt, and it is what it is. And I'm going to keep running my mouth. Hopefully you guys keep watching. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.